Hello friends, thank you for visiting this video. Here through this video, I'm just trying to bring in a detailed understanding on how people might have made money or lost money when crude oil at WTI went below zero. So in case if you have not seen the first part of this video, I'll just mention the link in the description section so that you can refer to it so that you can correlate between the videos. Assuming you have read it, I'm proceeding with the next part of the video now. So here is a small disclaimer. Please pause the video, read it, and once you agree with the terms, proceed with the next part of the video. So there are quite a few misunderstandings, on what happened on WTI, whether entire, or it was applicable for the entire oil industry, or it was applicable for the whole industry, or it was kind of mega opportunity for the organizations, or people, oil was getting distributed for free. So I'll just try and touch upon some of those points. I have already explained that it was not a fair representation of the entire oil industry as a whole, because I have shown you in the previous video that when crude WTI was trading on at -40, Brent was trading quite high. Probably the spread was roughly $60 a barrel. So here I will show you what were the possible scenarios on that particular day. So before we move ahead, you must pay an attention to these open, high, low and close. So on 20th April, your set open was $17.73 a barrel and your closing was -$37.63 a barrel. So even if you have bought at zero, you lose huge amount. On 21st April, market opens at -14 and closes at 10.01. So how you make money? So basically, what happens is that assuming that you have bought at $0 a barrel. Let me just give you a couple of background that in this video we are not going to touch upon the risk management strategies that organizations maintain. I am also not going to explain what is the use of stop loss. I'm also not going to explain at what point broker will not allow you to trade. So just to give you a brief, if you lose X% of your trading capital, broker will close your position. Organizations have got risk management strategies in place. So in case if you lose your losses exceed some numbers, they will not let you keep that position open. So considering that in mind, I'll just explain you what happens over here. So let us see. So as you know that there were multiple price points available with you. So market made a 17.85 and low was 40.32. So huge range was there. So assuming that you enter at $10 a barrel, on the settlement basis on 20th April you lose $47.63 million. You enter at 5, you lose 42.63. You enter at 0 and you lose $37.63 million a barrel. You're extremely lucky and you got entry at -35 or -40. Because I personally know many people who are waiting for -50 as well. So -35, you lose only 2.63 millions, and if you are lucky to enter at -40, you make roughly 2.37 millions. Come 21st April. So now see, the entire equation changes over here. So the same positions which were losing are making money for you. So you remember you entered at 10 and you are losing 47 million. So on 21st, because price settled at 10.01 and it made a high of 13.86, so if you keep your position open, you do not lose anything, so you cover all your losses. If you have bought at 5, you will make roughly 5.01 million, and same like at zero you're losing 37.63, now you're getting 10.01. So the market is quite complex. So as I always vouch that you need only momentum and volatility on your side, and you must know how much you expect out of the market. It is not possible to capture every pip of it or every point or moment, but if you know that you are here to make say a couple of dollars move with your leverage positions, you can probably, you can meet your objective. So what I have done is that let me assure you that there are many individuals, many organizations who have lost huge amount of money, on 20th April. So just to give you a perspective, you may do a Google search and you'll get to know about an individual who started his day with roughly. I'm just quoting the newspaper, so this is not my self invented theory or anything. So a guy starts with $77,000 in the morning, and by evening he was using a brokerage platform on which he was not able to see the price going below zero, which means that broker's platform was not equipped to accommodate these negative figures. So he was unable to see what was happening in the market. So by the end he had $9 million margin call available with him to be settled. So you can imagine the kind of losses people have made, and you can do a Google search and you will get to know more about it. So here I'm just but also at the same time I want to give you one more example, that there is a company called BB Energy, and this is also, again, information is available in public domain. You can do a Google search and you can find. BB Energy, based in London, they bought roughly 2.5 million barrels because they had enough space available with them. Since they had space available with them, they bought. Now they have not disclosed at what price point they have entered, but that is not a matter of concern as well. But so what I have done is that I did some calculations for you, keeping your brokerage charges and your taxes away from this calculation. So this is again a hypothetical calculation. This is I'm not bringing it from any of the P&L statements from any individual or any organization. So buy roughly 1 million barrels and you go long at $0 a barrel. Your settlement price on next day was 10.01. As I have told you, settlement price on the day of expiration is something which is of great importance, because this is that a lot of calculations or inventory pricing is done basically. So you basically, what happens is you make roughly $10 million on your future positions. Assuming that you think you have got ample space and you think that oil prices are going to recover and all. What happens is that what you do then is that you are renting a ship that will cost you, but it will give you ample space to move your inventory. So you hire something called very large crude carrier. They call it VLCC. This VLCC might have been costing say $60,000 to $70,000, even $50,000 a day, but only because there was a huge opportunity available. This rent was moved from 60,000, 50,000 to $130,000 a barrel. You can do a Google search and you'll find a Reuters research and you can verify this information. So assuming a guy who buys 1 million barrel at zero, he thinks that oil prices are going to recover, so he will hold it and he will keep it on vessel and he'll keep it floating. So assuming that he finds a buyer and he has to price his inventory basis the closing done on Friday, yesterday. So what happens is that the guy so as we know that July contract was traded at $33.56 a barrel yesterday. So he decides to sell it, assuming that his holding period is roughly say 120 or say 90 days. So for 90 days he occupies space, so he has to pay roughly $11.7 million for the freight itself for 90 days, and if it reduces, he makes more money. So here he has already made $10 million. Here now he's selling at 33.56. So 33.56 minus 10.01 into 1 million equals to $23.55 million he makes. Total cost for the vessel is about 11.7 million US dollars. So all expenses adjusted, this guy makes roughly 21.86 million dollars on this entire transaction. If you can reduce this, if you can make it to say 60 days or 65 days, this will keep increasing. Or if the guy was lucky and he maintained it to say 90, but were lucky to get it at $80,000 a day, he makes his fortune. So this is how the calculation goes. But to achieve this, you have to be we have to be working at very high information level, and you can do your research and you will find that most of the organizations prefer to settle on the future contract itself and avoid taking deliveries. So this to happen, this is not a cakewalk. You got to have a lot of things in your favor in order to achieve these things. But still, there are organizations who have done this. A few are not in the public domain, so I will not take their names. But you can do a quick research on BV Energy, and this Canadian guy's information is available on Bloomberg. This BB Energy you can find on Business Insider, and about the freight of very large crude carriers you can find some information on Reuters. So with this, I'm just concluding this video.